River Road, you got me running way back home. River Road, you got me running all night long. You got me singing some canal boat song. River Road, you got me running all night long.
All right, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Niner Nuts. I'm Indiana Dan here with the entire gang, Mr. Jimmy B and Mr. Easy E. Of course, Dan, James, and Eric. Gentlemen, how are we doing? We took Tuesday off. Just the stars didn't align right. Nothing bad happened. Just the stars didn't align right, and we didn't have a game to recap anyway, so we didn't feel too bad about it. But how are we doing now on this Friday?
Very, very good. Very, very good.
Yeah, doing well. Can't complain. It's holiday time. Favorite time of the year.
Are we rolling down the street in your 6'4"?
Indeed, we are.
Nice pull. Well, we got a lot to get to, as we do on every Friday episode. We have a parlay. We give you a bunch of picks. We threw them all on a ticket. You don't have to. In fact, for full legal disclosure, you don't have to, nor maybe shouldn't listen to us. But we are entertainment purposes only, of course. Follow state and local regulations, all that jazz. Call 1-800-GAMBLER if you or someone you know has a problem. And all the numbers that we are showing are subject to change. And from DraftKings, who does not sponsor this show formally, we just really, really, really like them. It's important for YouTube to know that they are not sponsoring us. Want to make that crystal clear. But anyway, here we go, guys. This is what we have decided. It's kind of our way of previewing the week as well. Get us in the mood for week 15. Guys, we're in the home stretch of the season. Playoff seeding is on the line. And our first game is the Baltimore Ravens going to the Cincinnati Bengals. In our group chat, I was all for throwing this on the over again. I don't remember the score of the last one. I know it wasn't quite the track meet when they met, but a healthy Joe Burrow and Lamar Jackson starting to get back into form. Cincinnati will be out of the playoffs, so they have a lot on the line in this game. I think this one will be a shootout, and I think the Ravens will still end up going on top, but it's a divisional game. I'm more comfortable putting the over on the ticket, but I do think the Ravens will end up winning. And then we'll get to talk about if Joe's going to go into early retirement the rest of the offseason. What do you guys think about this game?
I mean, 51.5. What is that? 20? It's like 25 to 26 game there. So, I think both those offenses, especially against the defenses that they're playing, can easily put up those points. So, so I think it's, obviously a decent bet to do the over at 51.5. Like I said, 26 to 25 or 27 to 23 or 24, whatever, puts us there. So.
Yeah, last time they played, it was 32-14, so that would have been 46. So they wouldn't have quite gotten there in the last game. But Cincinnati scored 32. Baltimore only scored 14. I don't foresee Baltimore only scoring 14 in this particular game. Lamar had like 3 turnovers last time and was still in that little funk where Lamar didn't look like Lamar, and Baltimore wasn't really playing to their capabilities. They played a lot better this game against Pittsburgh this past week. Lamar looked a little bit more like he's supposed to on the field. And so going against that atrocious, just god-awful Cincinnati defense, I would expect that they're going to put up at least 20-some points, and Cincinnati is going to score as well. So I feel pretty comfortable with the over on this one.
remember last time they went to Cincinnati was that insane game that had like 7 lead changes too.
Yeah.
This is gonna be
games.
This is going to be a good one. I'm very excited for this one. It's on 1:00. It'll be in my 4 square for sure. This will be one of the games that I'm more focused than the other squares probably. But moving on to the next one, the New York Jets, not Giants, the Jets are going to probably once again rainy Jacksonville. Jacksonville riding high. They have a firm grasp on the AFC South, and the Jets are just kind of playing for pride. Jacksonville shouldn't have a problem with this team. I don't know who's going to be playing with the Jets because they just signed we let Martinez. So who knows? But Jacksonville just, I don't know. Is there anything more to say about this other than it's probably going to be a cakewalk? Like, I don't see the Jets being very competitive in this game at all.
But you said it's going to rain?
I just assume it is because it's Florida, but
because it's Florida, yeah.
Yeah, Jacksonville. What I'm trying to say is Jacksonville money line seems like a super easy no-brainer pick.
It definitely does. I mean, Jacksonville money line. I still kind of think like the Jets aren't going to make it easy on the Jaguars. And one, because the Jaguars are still the Jaguars. You don't really buy into them during the season a whole lot. They do, like you said, they have a firm grasp on the AFC South. However, I mean, the Jets could definitely give them a fight. I think it could be closer than that. I don't even know what the spread is, but it definitely could be a close game, come down to the wire. But I figure home field advantage, Jaguars will most likely pull it out. It'll just be a tough game, I think.
Well, like Eric likes to say, when a team has more than one quarterback, you don't have a quarterback. That's the glaring flaw I see with the Jets the remaining 4 games of the season.
Yeah, and speaking of quarterbacks for the Jets, no one's sure who's going to actually start. So Tyrod Taylor has a groin injury. Justin Fields has a knee injury. Which is potentially leaving undrafted rookie Brady Cook in line to potentially get his first NFL start.
Brady Cook. Yes.
Or Martinez, because they just took him. We let Martinez go off the practice squad and they signed him. So
yeah,
could be him.
Yeah, possibility.
But just can't Joe Flacco off the waiver wire or something like
that. Everyone's favorite, Joe Flacco. The Jaguars are favored by 13.5 in this game.
Oh wow! I don't think they'll cover, but yeah, that's what I think it was.
So that's a lot of points. But I mean, I agree with everything you guys said. I mean, Jacksonville should win this pretty easily. There's no real reason to think that the Jets, especially if Brady Cook is going to be the starting quarterback, that they're going to have any sort of a shot in this particular game.
Yeah, absolutely. Just, I don't know, the Jaguars. I could see the Jaguars, like they were having a little bit of a streaky moment there, but now that they have the South and they have a little bit of motivation behind that to keep it away from our next game, we're almost picking all the South. I just realized, but our next game is the Arizona Cardinals going to the Houston Texans. Who's hotter than the Texans right now? Like, if CJ Stroud can click even just a little bit better on offense, like, this team is scary. This Houston Texans team is scary. That defense is insane. And they're going against a Cardinals team that is playing for pride. Jacoby Brissett just trying to play for another contract, like another pretty lucrative for a backup contract. Like, and these guys just don't want to be fired. They just want to make it to the next year. But the Texans, they're trying to get in as a wild card, if not take the division from the Jags. So what's more motivation you need to absolutely kick the crap out of the Cardinals, even though on paper that should happen anyway. Texans, I mean, hell, we could have put the spread on this too, and I think it would have hit. But yeah, Texans should annihilate the Cardinals. It's going to be that lopsided.
And our favorite tiny person, Kyler Murray, is not starting for the Cardinals.
Yeah,
No,
he's
done
shut
for
him.
the year.
They shut him
He's out
down.
for the year? Okay, because I saw this clip online, and one of you guys may have sent it to me, but it was NFL quarterbacks if they were a cartoon. And Kyler Murray was like Stewie from Family Guy after he drank coffee or something, just running around all crazy. Like, so yeah, I mean, Kyler Murray would be the only quarterback that they had on the roster, I think, to truly give the Cardinals any type of shot against this. But that Houston Texans defense going against Jacoby Brissett and the mediocre or less than mediocre Cardinals should be an easy money line win, especially since Houston's at home.
Yeah, a couple of stats for you. Jacoby Brissett has thrown for more than 300 yards in each of 3 of the last 4 games that he's played in. However, the Texans haven't allowed a 200-yard passer since Trevor Lawrence threw for 222 in week 3. So that's going to be interesting to see. I find it astounding that they haven't allowed a 200-yard passer since week 3. That's ridiculous stat.
That is ridiculous.
That's DeMeco Ryans, man. He knows how to get the best out of a defense, and they remember their season started pretty bad, like very slow.
Yeah.
Man, who's firing on all cylinders now? This team is legit scary.
Yeah, the home team has also won every game in this series, and the Texans have won 2 out of the last 3 meetings. So Texans are clearly the better team in this particular instance. They're favored by 9.5, I think it was. So big spread there as well. The Texans defense should just have their way with the Cardinals. I mean, Jacoby Brissett's not a bad backup quarterback, but even he's not going to be able to overcome what this Texans defense is doing currently and be able to do anything. So I would say the Texans are going to win this pretty easily.
It's stupid how good they are on defense. Like, not just as a bitter, like, because they beat us pretty bad, but I saw them play the Chiefs, and
Right.
yeah, no, this team, like, as long as CJ Stroud stays at the level that he's at, if not gets a little bit better, this defense could carry them pretty deep if they manage to get in. As long as they get their ticket to the dance, that defense I could see that defense taking them. Like, I don't think it's an overstatement to say they could make the AFC Championship. That's how good that defense is.
I mean, I would agree with you. I mean, there's been many cases in the past where defenses have taken teams all the way to the Super Bowl. I mean, you can look at the Ravens, you can look at the Giants. I mean, you can look at the
15 Broncos won the Super Bowl.
I mean,
Yeah.
you look at too, like the Eagles defense last year, especially in the playoffs, was really, kind of lights out, and really, honestly, with the I would say the biggest reason the Eagles were able to win the Super Bowl is when it came to the playoffs last year. I mean, they only gave up 10 points to Green Bay. They did let up more points to the Rams. However, it was the defense that made the final play to stop the Rams in that game. We saw them totally, pretty much dominate the Commanders as well. And the offense put up a lot of points. But then you look at the Super Bowl last year with the Eagles. Like, I mean, you could definitely argue that the defense was truly the MVP in that game. With how they were only able to get pressure with 4 guys, 2 interceptions back to back, 1 for a touchdown. Like, that defense was totally on point, and the way they shut down the Chiefs in the Super Bowl last year, like
what was the score before garbage time? Wasn't it like 38-6?
40-6 with like 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter. It was 40-6.
That's a prime example, like with the Broncos in 15 or the Seahawks in 13. Like a defense can win championships.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, and I think like, you can go back into history and, pretty much just there's a lot of instances in which, the Super Bowl winners did have a good defense. They may have had a good offense too, but we've seen that, a lot of Super Bowl winners don't generally have, a middle of the pack defense.
This is two sides. These are two sides of the coin. A great offense cannot carry a terrible defense, but a great defense can carry a mediocre offense.
That is true. That is very, very, very true.
Looking at you, Bengals. Let's move on. Another AFC South and NFC West matchup. The Seahawks, the Seahawks have 10 wins. I'm just reminding you all, the Seahawks have 10 wins, and they're winning pretty convincingly. And they're going to be at home with their 12th man against the Colts, who are fresh off of losing Daniel Jones to a torn Achilles. I don't know which quarterback is going to be playing. I don't know if the practice squad quarterback's getting called up, or it's not going to. We didn't tape on. We didn't have an episode Tuesday, so we couldn't address this then. But Phillip Rivers he's not going to be playing in this game. They have stated that Phillip Rivers is not going to be playing in this game. He is on the practice squad though, obviously, but so we don't know what quarterback is going to be playing, and you're going into a red hot Seattle. This is Seahawks money line all day. This is not going to go good for the Colts.
So you're talking about the whole Phillips River family is not going to be out there on the field playing football for the Colts. I mean, the dude plays quarterback, and then he's got 10 kids that he can line up on offense any which way he could. Like, I mean, just this is insane. Him coming back after 4 years out of the NFL to be a practice squad. Like, if he's not, obviously he's not starting this week, but he'll most likely start next week. And
which is against us, jumping the gun a little. That'll be against us on Monday Night Football.
Yeah, so I mean, like this has all the workings of some sort of Disney movie, thing happening. Like like when Kurt Warner was like bagging groceries and then went to winning the Super Bowl. Like, I mean, will it happen? Probably not. Phillip Rivers was pretty washed 4 years ago, so
he got the Colts to the playoffs. Don't throw that much shade. They got to the playoffs and they barely lost to Josh Allen. They lost to him on a field goal.
I mean, I guess it's true, but that was 4 years ago, and
yes, it was.
So coming back after 4 years, I don't know. I don't know if we can go back in history or whatever, but it sort of seems unprecedented. However, like I said, he's got a big family that could all go out there, play both sides of the ball, and maybe win it.
Yeah, I mean, this whole situation is just wacky as can be. I mean, I don't understand who's going to play quarterback for them this weekend. I mean, I'd like it to be Phillip Rivers because I would like them to have a chance to actually win, and I think they have the best chance to win if Rivers plays. But you making it sound like he's not even going to have a shot to play this weekend. So,
too fast to turn around. The rumor is that because I forget which quarterback, the quarterback they have on the practice squad,
Brett Rippon.
Yeah, he and Rivers were on the roster together 4 years ago. So the feeling is that if Leonard's knee isn't in good shape, then Rivers can be like a pseudo like player coach and help Rippon. Like, I'm not saying it's a great situation. That's just what it's going to be Rippon or Leonard, depending on Leonard's knee. Leonard, if his knee is fine. If not, it'll probably be Rippon. And then we don't know. Depending on how bad it goes in Seattle, because it's going to go bad. we might see Rivers play us on Monday Night Football next week.
Rivers is playing Monday Night Football next week. There's no doubt about that.
There's no doubt about it. Absolutely is. Absolutely. You do not put Phillip Rivers on the practice squad to be like a locker room guy. Like he's 4 years. He's 4 years since he last played a football game. If you need him in your quarterback room, you don't need to sign him to the practice squad. You could have him be some sort of advisor or whatever, make up some role. And he could be, he could be in the quarterback room, on the sideline, all of that. You don't sign him to your practice squad as a quarterback this late in the season with this team and everything to just stay on the practice squad. No, I agree with Eric. Next Monday he's gonna be the starter.
They're not out of the playoffs yet. Like they're right on the edge now because of the Texans surge and losing to Jacksonville, which now 10 times in a row.
But that's exactly why you signed Phillip Rivers. They're this close. You're telling me you have faith in Rippon and the guy ahead of him, or you take Phillip Rivers?
Like 44-year-old off the couch, though. Like
Joe Flacco came off the couch.
Dude, that's true. That's true.
And Phillip Rivers is better than Joe Flacco.
And he won comeback player of the year. Like,
yeah.
And the thing about it is too, the whole offensive system that the Colts run, Phillip runs with the high school team that he coaches his kids in. So there's a lot of familiarity there and all of that. And
and he is second fiddle to Jonathan Taylor because that offense goes through Jonathan Taylor.
Exactly.
I say they play him this week.
You
got to get him out there. You can't take another loss.
As of taping, we're taping this on Thursday the 11th. As of right now, it's not official. That's what the rumor is that Rivers is going to sit this week. That's what
I honestly think. I agree with Eric. I think there is an outside chance that he even plays this weekend. And if he doesn't, he will definitely be in next Monday.
Oh, yeah, he's playing next Monday for sure. No doubt about that. There's no question about that. It's just that I need him to play this weekend and hopefully beat the Seahawks.
Your guys' logic and rationale tracks. Why are you signing Phillip Rivers if he's not going to play eventually? And by eventually, I mean next week.
Yeah, exactly. Like if you're this close to the playoffs, and look how good they were doing with Daniel Jones before
he broke his leg.
Well, yeah, and before someone said, "Oh, he could be MVP," like then he turned into
a pumpkin.
Then he turned into a pumpkin. But
yeah, got a little high on that hype train.
If your team was that good for a decent amount of time with Daniel Jones, you can throw Phillip Rivers in there and think it could work. I mean, who else are you gonna get? So yeah,
it's just wild.
I think the whole story of it,
I think before we get to the last games, I think we need to spend 30 seconds saying that this sucks for Daniel Jones. He was on a 1-year contract, a prove-it contract, and beyond this year too, not just with him, the Colts organization as well, just what is going to happen now? I feel terrible for Carly having to make this decision. I feel terrible for Daniel because now he's not going to get that second $45 million a year contract since he got that with the Giants, which is still hysterical, but he's not going to get that second contract. He's not going to get that big boy contract now. And Carly doesn't know who her quarterback's going to be next year. This all really, really sucks.
Yeah. Yeah. But I honestly sort of what she's been doing, throughout the season, evaluating the team from the sidelines, listening in to understand the game, see what's going on, what could they do better, as a first year, owner, I don't know how much he was involved with the team before Jim passed away, but she seems to be taking this hands-on approach, which you don't really see,
She didn't have any say, but she saw everything that he was doing. She was basically his apprentice.
And, like I said, the Colts have been in we've seen the Colts be in quarterback purgatory since, Andrew Luck, so she's going in there. She's let me evaluate things, see what's going, see what we need, whatever. And then I like her approach. I do think sometimes you need to think outside the box and do something different. So I like her approach. So, I mean, I would, it's in Seattle, though. I don't think the Colts, with a backup quarterback, are going to really do well in Seattle.
Back to the game at present. No, Seattle's going to mop the floor with them. Seattle's on a heater right now. They're really scary.
Yeah, I mean, there's not much more to add to that. Seattle's going to win, but I hope it's against Phillip Rivers. At least want the Colts to have a shot.
I don't know, man. I've just, they don't have a prayer in this game. Like, but no, I can't help but think about like just the future for them. Like, wherever they end up this season is where they end up. But then cool, they're still right back on the quarterback carousel when they thought they got the problem fixed, like genuinely got the problem fixed because Daniel looked so damn good. And then the football gods are like, nah, you're not off the roller coaster yet. Like, what more do we got to do?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Damn it, stupid Colts. We need to move on to our next game. The Green Bay Packers going to the Denver Broncos. The Packers fresh off a win against their rivals, the Bears, and the Broncos on a 10-game win streak. They have 11 wins, though. They are tied with the Patriots with 11 wins for most in the entire league. And this is a pretty important showdown for them. The Packers want to keep their lead in the NFC North, and the Broncos will secure their playoff spot. Not the division. The Chargers are still just behind them, but the Broncos will lock in their playoff ticket if they win this game. And these are two heavyweights in their conferences. Green Bay performs more often than not, even though Matt LaFleur had his issues a couple weeks ago. And the Broncos they just win, man. It may not be sustainable, and it's not going to be by more than 7 points, but the Broncos are figuring it out, even if it's ugly. So I was the one that really pushed for this one. Because I could see either team winning this game, but the Broncos are going to cover the spread because that's just what happens. The Broncos always end up covering the spread.
Well, yeah.
What do you guys think about this?
So being that this game is in Denver, is going to be cold. Yes, I get Green Bay comes from Wisconsin and they're cold. However, they're not cold.
That doesn't matter to them.
Well, yeah, that cold doesn't matter to them, but put them 5,000 feet above sea level, that could change things, and they don't play in Denver all that often. They're going to play in, this usually happens like every 8 years that they're going. So and you guys know I love home dogs. Like, so Broncos getting plus 2.5 on this for the Packers. Like, it will be close, but yeah, I mean, I think this is a really good bet, taking Broncos with the points against this Packers team. And like you said, Dan, it may not be sustainable over a significant amount of time, but we've seen teams in season have an incredible record in one-score games throughout the entire season. And so, I mean, it's still plausible that they can keep that going at least until the playoffs. We'll see what happens in the playoffs. Now, will this carry on into next year? Probably not, because we know when teams lead the league in one-score games one year, they're pretty much crap the next year. But I'm okay with riding the Broncos like crazy one-score football game on this, especially if we're getting 2.5 points.
Yeah, same. They've put together just an amazing streak of one-score victories, so feel good about taking the points here and getting some extra boost. And hopefully get a victory there. The Packers seem to play to the level of their competition as well. They don't ever seem to constantly play above everybody. So not that the Broncos are bad, but I feel like they'll play to a sort of a grinded out, knuckles kind of to the wall sort of game, the way that the Broncos always seem to play. And if they can do that, keep it close, that should make our bet hit pretty well. So that's my take on it.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. Green Bay, if the opponent is really bringing it, Green Bay finds a way to bring it back. And same with Denver. Like, Denver's got a stout defense, and that, I don't know, call it situational football. The Broncos could look like crap for like 48 of 50 plays, but the 2 plays that like they need to get it, they get it. Like, I don't know how Sean Payton's pulling it off, but this is going to be a really, really exciting game. I'm glad it's at 425. Even though I'm not going to, this deserves that attention though. That's what I'm trying to get at, because this is a real heavyweight game.
Yeah.
If we weren't playing at 4:30, I would definitely be very curious to like watch this one. But I don't split the screen at 4:30 or against the Niners because I'm not disrespectful like that. All right, on to the next game. The Cleveland Browns now riding Shedeur Sanders the rest of the year. They said that he is going to be their starter for the last 4 games of the season. They are going into Chicago. Chicago just had a heartbreaker of a loss against the rival Green Bay Packers, and they fell from the 1st seed in the NFC all the way down to 7th. Jesus. Talk about it. We're kicking the pants. Jesus. So Chicago is really gearing to make this a get-right game, beating up on somebody that they very much should, even with Cleveland's defense very much punching above its weight class. That defense still is very stout, but when they're out on the field the whole time, we all know a defense can get worn down eventually when the offense has no complement whatsoever. So we are going to be taking the Bears money line, and then their awesome running back rookie that seems to be getting the more attention than DeAndre Swift from time to time. Kyle just scores. DeAndre gets the yards, but Kyle ends up scoring. We've noticed that trend. So Chicago money line, a good get-right game for them. And their sensational running back, Kyle, is going to score again. And yes, I cannot pronounce his last name right, so I'm not trying. But yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think about this?
Well, if this Bear team was run by Buddy Ryan, he would cut Kyle because all he does is score touchdowns. But this team is not led by Buddy Ryan. It's obviously Kyle has got to be on Ben Johnson's like fantasy team or something like that. With the amount of times he gives him the ball, I mean, DeAndre Swift is your guy, and you're like, yeah, get here, and then, hey, come on, I need points for my fantasy team.
It's like the new version of Jahmyr Gibbs and Montgomery, really.
Yeah. Or if you want to go really, really back, Warwick Dunn and Mike Allstott, like that was like a common thing too with them.
Yeah.
Mike Allstott, like, yeah, he snatched so many touchdowns from Warwick Dunn. That being said, Bears in a pretty much like a must-win game so that they can, because as we said, seeding is going to be heavily important in the NFC. And we saw last year, like teams that had home field advantage pretty much won, other than the Detroit Lions. But I mean, if you have that 2nd seed and that number 1 seed just goes out, guess what? You have a home field game for the championship game. And so, and of course, if you're going to Chicago, like that's a whole big thing, to be in the playoffs in Chicago and having to go to Chicago in late January to try and, win a game. Like that's difficult generally. And this Bears team is a completely different Bears team from the last time they made it there with Smoke and Jay. But yeah, I think it's a must win for the Bears to keep in line. The Browns, I mean, if Myles Garrett could play offense, maybe they would, be better. But obviously, I think, will it be close? Probably, but I do think the Bears come on top.
A couple of interesting things just in this game. Obviously, James just talked about it. You got Myles Garrett, who's still going for the sack record. So be interested to see if he can get any sacks on Caleb in this particular game. Caleb does get sacked a decent rate, if I'm not mistaken. So hopefully he can get some sacks there. I'd like to see him break the sack record.
He's escaping better than he did last year, but no, he's still susceptible.
And then it'd be interesting to see how Sanders plays in this game. I mean, he had a great game last week against Tennessee, but I just said the magic words last week against Tennessee. Tennessee is also terrible. So I feel like anybody could go out and have a good game against them. And so now he's going to be playing a team that's, a pretty good team. And so it'll be interesting to see if he can have any sort of a semblance of that offensive capabilities. I mean, he had 300 and some odd yards and 4 touchdowns last week. Can he even replicate, 2 touchdowns and 250 yards this week against the Bears defense? Yeah. That's going to be something to see if you're a Browns fan, if you're watching this game, trying to figure out, what to do with your team for next year.
The Browns defense, here's 2 things that are interesting about the defenses going against each other. If I'm not mistaken, the Bears are who lead the league in interceptions. Like, the Browns may have first or second place in every other major stat, but if I could swear last week the Bears were number 1 in interceptions, if not turnover differential.
Oh, really?
Because the Chargers got 4 on Monday.
Okay, so now the Chargers might have taken the Bears for that one.
Oh my gosh!
But no, the Bears are ball hawks. They will take away bad throws. Their secondary is pretty stout.
Caleb's only been sacked 20 times this year, so he hasn't really been sacked that many times.
I told you he's running out of the pocket way better.
So I don't know if Garrett will get to him or not. So I mean, probably at least once.
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
And Jalen Johnson, I think's his name, the All-Pro corner that they have, he's healthy again, so now he's in there along with that disgusting safety Fuller. The Bears defense is actually sneaky good. Like, I feel bad that Sanders is going to go against them in Chicago because that defense knows how to take the ball away if there's a bad throw.
Well, He's got to find out if he's actually good or not. I mean, everybody's riding the wave of he played, he's played a decent game against, I think you want to say Vegas the first time that he came in.
Yeah, Sanders played Vegas.
Okay, he played decent against Vegas, and then he crapped the bed against whoever he played next, and then he played good against the Titans, and then so now can he play good against somebody who's actually another good team? So
it was us. He played okay against us.
Yeah,
it is Chicago at this time of year, and I'm here to tell you, as an Eagles fan, the weather in Chicago can be very unpredictable, like
and brutal.
What's that?
Yeah.
And brutal.
But just, I mean, I don't know I know Eric remembers this, but Dan, I don't know if you're privy to what the fog bowl was.
Oh, I've seen like a little YouTube video about it. Yeah.
So the Eagles are playing the Bears in Soldier Field during the playoffs, and it's a beautiful freaking day, man. This is like the sun is out. I mean, it wasn't like really, really cold. So, it's like, oh, this should be, a pretty decent game. And the Eagles, missed a couple of opportunities in the first half, but they're like, you know what, we're doing well. We could probably, take it over in the second half until, I don't know, maybe God smoked a bong and left all air in Chicago because it just got flooded with fog, and that was it. That was the game. And the Eagles were out of the playoffs. So stuff like that happens in Chicago. You just never know when it's gonna.
I live 3 hours away from Chicago, and if the weather is at all in Chicago, in fact, it'll probably be worse than the weather I'm about to have. They will probably be in the midst of an Arctic blast. So I'm going to definitely check what the weather is for that morning, but it might be pretty damn cold. Not that it would matter for Cleveland because it's like the same hemisphere, whatever. But yeah, no, it's going to be a very, very cold game in Chicago. I can tell you that. Right. I just don't know how cold. But we need to move on. We got 2 more games to cover, including ours. There's not too much to say about this one, though. Sure, the Tennessee Titans put up a pretty good match against the Cleveland Browns, like Eric was alluding to. But we are coming off of a bye week. We are riding high, celebrating. We clinched a winning season with our 9th win. And even with our depleted defense, getting a nice week's rest against a team that is trying to get the number 1 pick again, coming down to a showdown between them and the Raiders for the number 1 overall pick. Money line, Christian McCaffrey hitting 100 total yards, him finding the end zone seems very, 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 very likely. And then just overall, I think this is going to be a nice, time to get back into playing football shape. And I can't imagine. I'm saying that, and now it's going to be a trap game. But in all seriousness, I genuinely don't think that's going to happen. I think we're going to coast to a 10th win of the season. And, we still have to worry a little bit, but I think this will be the first step to us getting closer to locking in a wild card spot. I don't see Tennessee pushing us back that much at all.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised you guys put all of this together. I didn't even look at the opponent, but yeah, on paper, there's no reason that all of that should not happen. There is literally no reason that the Tennessee Titans should win this game. Like it should be in their minds, it should be completely out of the question to win this game. And so the 49ers coming in there, could it be a trap? Yes. But however, like it's in Santa Clara. So yeah,
we're fresh off of a bye at home, dude.
Like there really is no reason for the 49ers not to win, by a bunch of points in this game. It just Tennessee has nothing to play for other than the number 1 pick, and it's always better to lose at this time of the year in that situation than to, try and win a game against the 49ers away. Like, yeah, I mean, the 49ers should win this by a lot.
The spread is currently,
I'm going to guess 11.5.
12.5.
Oh,
12.5.
Good guess.
Yeah. So, I mean, I agree with you. You guys both. The Niners should win this game. There's no reason they shouldn't win this game. They're clearly the superior team on both sides of the ball. In this instance, I do worry about it being a little bit of a trap game. In terms of them looking forward to the Colts and the Bears and the Seahawks, and just kind of overlooking the Titans a little bit. But hopefully coming off of that bye and having, the time to kind of refocus and re-prepare, that gets them in the right mindset for this particular game. But, just the way that this game should go, the Niners should win. McCaffrey should easily hit his 100 rushing and receiving yards combined there, and then he should end up in the end zone at least once. So
yeah, absolutely. We're gearing to. It's a shame. I kind of wish this one was at 1:00. I've complained before about us playing at 1:00, but I kind of wish this was at 1:00 because I also want to watch this game that's after it. And then we were just talking the Broncos games at 4:32. I'm gonna watch it. Yes, it's the Niners, but I kind of. The objective, like unemotional fan in me would much rather watch our last game or the Broncos game way more.
I'll be watching the score of this game, that's for sure.
Yeah, our last game on our ticket is the Lions are at the Rams, and if I'm not mistaken, I think this is the Tom Brady game. Is this the game of the week? It's Tony Romo or Tom Brady, whichever channel it's actually on. This is going to be the game of the week. We all agree it's hard to go against the Rams right now. The Rams are just they're the benchmark for the NFC right now. That offense is insane. That defense complements it very, very, very well. And the Lions going against competition like that we've seen a couple times this year fold like origami. I don't see that changing, especially in LA. Yes, it's Jared Goff against his old team and Stafford against his old team. I've seen this Lions team crumble in the face of expectations. We have a couple times this year. Rams money line, Matthew Stafford continuing throwing a crap load of touchdowns, so he'll get at least 240 passing. I don't, and the Lions defense once again is very, very beat up. They just lost that all-pro safety 2 weeks ago, I think, or last week. The Rams are, I don't know, it's not a homecoming, whatever the inverse of a homecoming. They're gonna kick the crap out of Jared Goff. That's the long-winded thing I'm trying to say.
Well,
what do you guys think about this?
Well, yeah, I mean, Matthew Stafford, pretty much at this point, I think he's still the leader for MVP. We're talking about a game in LA against his former team. Like you said, the Lions are pretty beat up on defense. So when it was like you showed me who the Rams were playing and the bets that you wanted on Stafford, it was like, yeah, that should all be automatic for him pretty much now. So I 100% think the Rams are going to win. Stafford will have at least 2 passing touchdowns and will have over 240 passing yards in this game. I think it's the safe bet. Could it go wrong? Of course. These are the Lions. You never know what could happen with them. They could run 3 tackles as receivers down the field. And stuff like that. You just never know what they're going to do. But pretty much the Rams have looked really good all season. They did slip up, but so did the rest of the league at the same time. So they're still in the driver's seat, and yeah, you're obviously very motivated to win this game. Lions too, but I think the Rams will come on top, and all of that.
Rams don't want to lose the number 1 seed because they currently have it. It's theirs to lose. So that'd be some pretty damn good motivation for me.
Well, yeah, especially if you remember in the playoffs last year, they did not have home field advantage in the divisional round against the Eagles, and the weather played a big part in that game, a huge part. So you give them their stadium, warm weather out there in Los Angeles. I mean, Los Angeles is like always perfect weather. Like it's just that's what happens in Los Angeles. So they definitely want it out there because they know it'll at least even the playing field against whatever team that they're playing, and not having to go into one of these cold weather areas to play in the playoffs. Yeah, this is a great motivator for them to do this, and that's why I think that this shouldn't be. I really don't think it'll be too easy. I really think it'll be easy for the Rams. I'm sorry.
Well, let me be the first to say that I will gladly sacrifice my $5 of this bet to have the Lions win this game, and have a Rams loss. I'd be a-okay with that. So
if our ticket busts specifically because of this game, I could be happy with that.
Yeah,
okay, as long as I get a certain percentage of one, then I'm okay with it.
Okay. Yeah. So, I mean, I anticipate this being a pretty high-scoring, high-output game. So Stafford getting over 240, Stafford throwing over 2 touchdowns. I mean, he leads the league by like 10 touchdowns right now over everybody else. He's got like 36. I think the next closest person has 26 or 28 or something like that. So I mean, like he's way ahead of everybody else in terms of touchdowns. So
I think Drake May is second. I think Drake May is second.
I think it's him or Dak. No reason to suspect that he won't throw 2 more touchdowns in this game, especially against this Lions defense. And then, I mean, sadly, the Rams are probably going to win this game. So gotta bet with my wallet, not with my heart. But I would really like to see the Lions kick the crap out of them this weekend.
I mean, you're
the Niners fan in me agrees. I would love to see the Rams get taken down, but the smart money, you can't look at that offense and think the Lions have a shot. Sadly,
no.
Yeah, I mean, it's what was I gonna say now? Oh, I forget. But I mean,
the Rams offense, the Lions.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I forgot. Whatever. Just we'll keep moving.
Hey, it's all good. Yeah, I was just trying to close that. So yeah, that is our picks for the week. Before we close the show, this is the time that we give our shout out to our sponsors. No new sponsor yet, but I'm very excited if our EP Sam gives me the heads up. We will have another sponsor, but for now, not replacement. We still love our OG sponsor. Royal Retros is your go-to place to get yourself an authentic throwback jersey, whether it is football, basketball, baseball, any of the major sports. They got you covered. The Candlestick collection that is there is curated for us Bay Area fans. It was curated with us in mind. And it's got Giants gear. It's got 49ers gear. James disappearing threw me off. Sorry. But when you find something that you like, use the promo code Shady Sports and you'll get 10% off of your entire order, not just on select items, not just on this or that, anything that's in your cart. Use the promo code Shady Sports and you'll get 10% off of the entire order. Again, at royalretros.com. They've been an awesome sponsor. They help us out. They help out every program here on the Shady Sports family of programming. One last time, it's royalretros.com. Go get yourself a throwback jersey today. Mr. Jimmy B, are you still with us in audio form at least? Oh dear.
Oh, you're gonna have to do the double read, Dan.
Sir, that is rude. That was just rude to sneak up on me like that. Oh no, check your DM. He'll be
okay.
back. Well, I'll just go ahead and do the read anyway. Guys, we are selling t-shirts. We are selling them because we were inspired by it started with Mr. Daniel Snyder, and it has since evolved into other times that owners should have been held accountable, brought to justice. We found the discrepancy between owner standards and player standards, and it's pretty vast. So we want to shed light on that. We're doing this hashtag owner accountability, owner standards over player standards, hashtag owner accountability. And the t-shirts that we're selling are on bonfire.com. And before I show you them, all the proceeds from these shirts are going to an awesome organization, the Mountain Comprehensive Care Center in Kentucky. It is a women's shelter that helps women and children in need. We've had them on the show before. Just scroll back in our episode history. It was a great interview. And all the proceeds from these shirts I'm about to show you will be going to them. The first shirt, this is our standard, kind of our standard shirt. It says owner standards over player standards, hashtag owner accountability. And all these shirts I'm going to show you are made to order. You pick your style. It's a t-shirt, a long sleeve, a hoodie, or a crew neck. And then you pick your size, pick your color, and the pricing starts at $22.99. And like I said, it's made to order. As with all of these, the next t-shirt is our podcast cover art. You can rock your fandom of our show with our artwork right there on your chest. Again, made to order. Pick your style, your size. It'll ship right to you. Our next shirt is what we call our alternate logo. This one has the peanuts and the field goal post. James has rocked this shirt. It is beautiful. You can pick multiple different colors, but that red one, I think, personally looks the best. Again, made to order. Pricing starting at $22.99, like all the shirts, including our last one. I affectionately call this our minor league baseball alternate identity shirt now. It is our mascot of a peanut eating peanuts with his hat and 3D glasses, patiently waiting for our next game, which is again against the Tennessee Titans on Sunday. All these shirts again are available at bonfire.com. The link to our Bonfire store is in the show notes, as well as information on Mountain Comprehensive Care Center if you want to just donate to them and read some information about them. We want you to have a cool t-shirt and know that you're helping a family in need. Okay, we got Mr. Jimmy B back. Yes, I did the ad read for you. Found a way to get out of it again. But no, now we're at the end of the episode. I've been really, really looking forward to this. The big news we already talked about. Fortunately, it managed to tie in to the Colts game about Phillip Rivers. None of the other NFL news really matters, I feel, for now, because this past Saturday, I need to swap my hat for this. And you all get to see my hairline for once. There we go. Loud and proud Indiana Hoosier fan. Just bear with me. This is the first time in my 33 years of life that, not including last year, we'll lump it together, this year and last year. This is the first time in 33 years that I could actually celebrate IU being remotely relevant in football. So we made a bet that, like last year, where if Ohio State beat Indiana, I have to have this up. It was on display, and then Eric was cool with me putting a hat over it. Until now, you do not have your prize yet. You did.
I do not.
It is in transit though. So.
Yes, it'll be here probably tomorrow. Actually.
Okay. We'll show it for the recap, but we're still gonna go ahead and do the flag dropping ceremony. And there it goes
into the trash.
down it goes. I'm obviously going to keep this,
that belongs in the trash.
But yes, I don't know if you can hear the. I hope you heard that. The long year is over. We won. IU won by a score of 13-10. The same score when you lost to Michigan, wasn't it? What was the one that they were comparing it to?
Yeah. Which Michigan, that's a whole nother story.
I honestly think this is a sign of the apocalypse. That Indiana
hell has frozen over because IU is good at football.
Beat Ohio State in a Big Ten championship game to claim the number 1 ranking in college football. Yeah, something's going on there, man. I'm telling you, there's other things going on, but like that.
Our first win against Ohio State since 1988. And I like the way that I'll name drop Rich. I love the way that Rich Eisen put it. In this new era of NIL and conferences changing around and money being such a bigger factor into college football than it's ever been before, just the landscape that we're in right now being so different that even like pre-COVID, so much has changed. So the fact that a school like IU, who you could easily have said was supposed to be left on the side of the road, is number 1 and has a legitimate shot of winning the championship. If we pull this off, how remarkable that would be. Just insane given the landscape that college football's in right now.
Yeah, and pretty much for like the last couple of years, the NIL, like things have been shifting and stuff like that. But pretty much, we've seen that the big dogs that were there before NIL are still kind of the big dogs with it. But something like this, and the fact that I believe that if you play NCAA football on Madden, you pick a team that you like, they earn NIL money for the school. So like this is a new era, that has, I feel like has needed to come. And for this reason, where, teams that have had, big boosters that were playing fair, and wouldn't try to sneakily do stuff are now coming out and being like, oh, well, we can spend money. Well, we can outspend you, everybody. And so I do, while people will say, player loyalty sort of lacks, at the same time, it's better, it's easier for a program like IU to be able to come to the forefront and secure the number one ranking, which I think is the first time ever in their history since they started ranking. Like,
we have never been number one. We have not outright won the Big Ten since the 40s. The last time we were even co-champions was, I think, 67. And, like, yeah, we have the transfer portal because we transferred basically the whole JMU roster last year. And then we got Fernando Mendoza from UCLA or USC he was there last year. And now he's the Heisman front runner. And we end our regular season undefeated Big Ten champs. And we're going to play the winner of Alabama and Oklahoma in the Rose Bowl. Oh. Like, I never dreamed that IU would have a season like this. And I'm just trying to, at your expense, I understand, Eric, but like,
oh, it's fine.
I want to take this in so much.
Absolutely.
I am so proud of this team.
Bask it in as much as you can. Enjoy it as much as you can. Indiana deserves it. You deserve it. IU fans deserve, this. This is like a big deal. And you don't know when these times are going to happen again. We've seen programs come and go, like flashes in a pan. And so, enjoy it while you can, because, there is probably your head coach might be getting calls from the NFL. Even if they don't win everything or whatever, what he has been able to do with that program is impressive. It is turning heads. And he better not leave. He just signed a massive $18 million a year extension. But that's the thing too. Like I don't know. Let's just say the Giants, whatever, offer him $20 million a year or something like that, or somebody, stupid or whatever. We all know that things change and people will leave and adopt a hat. And
LSU.
I don't know what his goals is. I don't know what Indiana's head coach's goals is or whatever. But one of the things, like I said, these opportunities don't come very often. And the NFL, at times doesn't call very often for just anybody. They want, when they see a guy that they like, a lot of people make offers, and who knows, it may be tempting to, get into one of those situations for him.
Yeah, no, it's just incredible. Anything can happen. Like I just joked, LSU, that whole situation. We don't have another hour to talk about that hot mess. And then, yes, let's let a little bit more of the Michigan story come out first before we speculate, especially since we've hit our hour. Maybe we'll make a Patreon college football exclusive episode. I don't know. But yeah, I just, in all seriousness, that was an awesome game. That was a phenomenal game. Yeah.
You guys, we were a shanked kick away from having a tie game, so it could have been something different, but it's all right. You guys won fair and square.
Yeah, you guys are tough like always. Your defensive line was stout. Your running back was awesome. Sayin, you got a few good more years of Sayin being the rock on your offense. He's a true freshman, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and then your coach isn't going anywhere.
No.
You guys are still going to be competitive for years to come. That was a very, very fun game. I enjoyed that quite a bit.
Yep.
All right. Well, with that, excuse me. If you have 465 up or 365 up, whatever. I don't know who's calling our game at 4:30.
Adam Amen and Drew Brees.
Oh, cool. What was supposed to be Mark Sanchez? This was supposed to be a Mark Sanchez game. That's funny. Well,
yeah,
no, that's cool.
you go from one crispy clean guy to another crispy clean guy. It's like,
Yeah.
No, that's exciting. I'm glad we have an excuse to hear Drew Brees now that he's like formally in the mold of broadcasting. So yeah, that means it's a Fox game. It's at 4:30. We're hosting the Titans fresh off a bye on Sunday, and yeah, there's gonna be a lot to talk about next week. We'll be back on Tuesday. We will this time, unless like all three of us have something horrible happen. Hopefully you didn't miss us too much on Tuesday, but yeah, we'll be back. And Jimmy B, get us out of here.
outro music, River Road, Justin Youth.
See y'all on Tuesday. Beat the Titans.
Yeah, beat Titans.
River Road, you got me running way back home. River Road, you got me running all night long. You got me singing some canal boat song. River Road, you got me running all night long. River Road, where have all the women gone? Have they kissed her hand and waved you bye-bye? Have they thought about crossing your double yellow lines? River Road, they love the way you winding.